Know what was going on with my other phone. Let me know if you can hear me. Let me know if you can hear me. I had to end the first live. I guess people were hating and reporting my live. I do not know. I don't know what was going on with that, but I'll wait for you guys to get back in here and let me know what's good. Please hit the like button when you come in so we can get back into our topic. Who called CPS on Peach McIntyre? Did she call on herself? Which one of y'all called on her? Did Wood call? Somebody said Wood called the people on her. I think it was somebody on the internet, but it wasn't necessarily one of her haters. It could have very well been anybody who called in on her. I'm going to go head over to her TikTok and see if she has posted anything else. Let's see. Okay. Let me see. Okay, she posted this one 11 minutes ago. Hey, Smirk.
NICU, but mom was already all investigated in the past. Okay. Any complications since then? No. No. So it does mention a little bit about was it your twins that were in the NICU, but mom was already all investigated in the past. Okay. Any complications since then? No. No.
Why would she lie like that? Now, why would she lie? The social worker clearly asked her if the twins have had any complications since they left the NICU. And yes, they have. Because was it Logic was having the seizures? So she blatantly lied. So if, in my mind, if you lie about one thing, you're lying about everything. So if you blatantly lied and said that there has been no issues with your children since they have left the NICU, first of all, they haven't reached their milestones. They're not sitting up and they're not crawling. So let's start there. Secondly, they probably aren't going to the doctor either, but we know at least one of them has had seizures. And the reason why we know that is not because we're guessing, not because we're hoping, wishing, and praying, but because Airhead thought it was a good idea to expose her son in the midst of a seizure. Nobody has to hate on her to call CPS on her. We know that for sure. Nobody has to hate on her because she doesn't possess the common sense of a flea. What mother, what good, loving mother is going to pick up a camera or tell somebody, here, come film this? And could you imagine if you're McKay and you're filming your child, your mother, holding your little brother having a seizure? That's crazy. So it doesn't really take a rocket scientist to figure out that practically anybody could have called children's services on Peach, because not only does she lash out at everyone, and not only has she made quite a bit of enemies, not only has she done that, right? But she has also exhibited signs of being neglectful as a mother. And she is sounding the alarm to anyone who watches her that she may need to be investigated, right? Like if anybody is watching her, most people will automatically assume I need to call CPS on her. And I'm just wondering why CPS hasn't gone as far as to make Peach go into parenting. I'm just wondering why they haven't said, listen, you are exposing your children to negativity and drama. What you are doing is unsafe, because someone watching your channel, someone watching your video may see this and they may lash out at you in some way. and harm your children because of the things that you are doing. Like, we've seen it happen. This is not just me saying this, right? We've seen this happen. We've seen social media influencer. Look at Charlie Kirk. Somebody didn't like his branding, somebody didn't like his messaging, and he is no longer here. So it is very feasible for these things to occur in her life. Hey, SRC, mother of three. I'm sorry. I know you gave me your name last night. Can you give it to me one more time, boo? Because she was in here with me last night. Listen, I am running on fumes. My memory is non existent right now. Thanks for tuning in. Hey, Christy. The fact that those children are strictly for content and money, she's really not attached to any of them except her oldest son, that she's always run from home. She can't handle them. Exactly, Christy. I mean, I'm going to be honest with you. If I had 9 little boogers running around that young, oh, baby, what they say about that old nursery rhyme? The old woman who lived in the shoe, she had so many kids, she did not know what to do. You just dropped a video? Mother of three. Oh, Sherry. Thanks, Sherry. Sherry, I don't think I followed you last night. Let me go on my other phone and follow you, boo. Thanks for tuning in. I appreciate your support, guys. Let me go over, and you guys follow her as well. Oftentimes, I have lots of content creators in my chat supporting me, guys. Let's also check out their content and see what's going on. If you like it, go ahead and subscribe to their channel, but at least go check them out and support at least one of their videos. It does help for us to check out other people, right? No problem. No problem. I appreciate you for joining me. Let me see. I'm going to your channel on my other phone and I subscribe. Oh, you're cute, Sherry. You know what? I said I was going to allow my hair to go all the way gray as well, Sherry. I love gray hair. I think it's so beautiful. Oh, you also, oh, let's see. Let's listen to Sherry's, Sherry, we're going to play your video right now. I'm going to play your video real quick. It's only 3 minutes and 20 seconds, so let's react to Sherry's video.
Well, Peach, it looks like you've been served. It's a shame that it had to come to this. I feel for the children because they're the innocent parties in all of this. You decided to be belligerent in how you handle things, but that wasn't the correct way to do things. Now, this young...
And that's exactly what I agree with. And I think everybody, even the Peach Patchers, everybody feels the same way about that, Sherry. She went about this the wrong way.
Young lady here worked for FELT, feeding empty little tummies. And from what I understand, her name is Jessica. And Jessica was just working for the organization. She did not have anything to do with how you received these bags from your children. I understand you were upset, but it's always a way to handle things. You did not have to go to the school and be mean to the workers at the school, and then you come back home thinking that you had a victory, and you decide to dance all over the porch like you did something great. And allegedly, I understand that possibly you were stalking that young lady, Jessica, from Felt, harassing her.
It was very much given harassment. It really was given harassment. And I thought, I didn't see CPS coming, but I thought Peach might lose her page because it was given internet bullying and harassment. It really was. And I won't be surprised if a lot of people didn't report her for that.
and bullying her. And Peach, that is not the way adults handle situations. So now here we are at this point with CPS and the Sheriff's Department at your front door. Why is that, Peach? I'm quite sure.
Betty Heron said, baby, that's the next book she'll read. I hope she does. She said she was looking for a mentor and that she's willing to pay them $150. I hope she does. I hope she gets her a mentor and quick, because a mentor would have told her, look, Peach, this is not the correct way to go about this. I'll go with you to the meeting so I can be your witness, right? If she had handled that right, if Peach had enough common sense, what she should have done was went and got those babies and got her husband, you know, made sure they were nice and bathed, nice and fed, and pushed them on in there in their little wagon, Phenomenal and the twins or whatever. And she, or take all your babies in there. Take them all in there as a family and roll up down to the Lakewood Ranch Preparatory Academy and ask what the problem is, and have your children right there as well so that they could explain themselves too. So you can ask them right in front of them, have you been at this school asking for extra food? Have you been here acting like you're hungry? Do I not feed you at home? Okay. And then you could have asked the teachers and the principals, why was the food given to them? That's the way I would have handled it. You should have went with your husband and you should have let him be able to talk if he could do that. Let's finish watching Sherry's video, guys.
You did something that irritated the company and the government. That's why they're sitting on your porch. It's the way you handle things. You don't let it get to the point that it gets under your skin that you cannot speak.
You're absolutely right, Sherry. She irritated somebody. And what could have happened is people could have watched her videos, right? A principal at the school or a teacher at the school or Jessica at the Felt organization, she could have viewed some of Peach's videos, some of her older videos with her saying how Wood drinks all the time. She herself, and she wants to know why somebody called and said that, Peach, you have shown Wood asleep yourself with your brand new baby fresh out the NICU hollering his doggone lungs off. You showed us that yourself. If we think about it, money getters, let's really go down this rabbit hole. She has complained about Wood drinking. She has said that he is no longer drinking, but we know that he smoked cigarettes in front of the children, right? And that is neglect, to smoke tobacco in front of the children. You have shown him being asleep when the babies were next to him, awake and crying. You have done these things. You have shown us these things. This is not something that people have just made up. So you have shown this. And a lot of what people are able to use against you, they're able to use it against you because you come on the internet and you put all your business out there. You think she needs more than a mentor? What else could she need? Mama 3, come on, help us out. Those peach patches finally start to see the mean spirit evil. Yes. I mean, she loses every day. Peach loses another patch member. Every day. By the second, she's losing more patch members. That's why she gets out here with this content, with this rage baiting content, because she wants, as she loses a peach patch member, she wants to pick up a new peach patch member who doesn't yet know her crazy, her deranged, one who flew over the cuckoo nest behavior, right? So if she can get these new people to come on board, then she could, you know, sell them classes and show them how she's going to Navy Federal Credit Union to pick up a few bands, and they could, ooh, and I want to get to the bag too. And then they can join one of her content creator classes. Oh, she has a good, I mean, she has a good system going on over there. You know what I'm saying? She's running a really sure-proof racket. She's been at this for a few years, okay? Yeah, CPS was listening to her video while they were on the porch. Because she's going to blame everything on us. She's going to watch. Guaranteed. Guaranteed. She's going to come on here and start saying it was black women calling in on her. Guaranteed. She needs a mentor, therapist, and parenting classes. I feel like with there being so many calls to CPS at this point, and like I said, they had her actually bring the children in to medically assess each one. We don't know that they didn't have her going to classes. We don't know that they didn't. So she could have very well completed parenting classes. Wood could have very well had to have taken a drug test. We don't know that he hasn't. She's not going to tell us that, because if she tells us that, then we would know that they found something going on that led them to say, hey, you should have parenting classes. Hey, Elwin. They say his license suspended for not completing his substance abuse program. Absolutely. Why would he have a substance abuse program? Why would he need to do that? Unless he was drunk driving, right? They did say that. I've saw those documents. I actually saw those documents. I got that tea a long time ago. He also has some child support obligations as well. She already said it was social media who called in on her. She doesn't know. She doesn't know who called in on her. For all she knows, it could have been McKay who called in on her. She don't know. It could have been McIntyre. McIntyre by now knows that CPS has been called on his mother and father many times. And he knows McIntyre is very smart. That's a very smart kid. She doesn't know if Gorgeous called in. She don't know who called in on her. Look, just like we have eyes and we can see, those children have eyes and they can see. She don't know who called in on her. So she's just speculating, just like I'm doing right now. Real talk. Betty says she needs some medicine. She needs something. She needs something. I believe it's the school and the organization. They don't sit down and watch the videos. It's like sitting and putting a puzzle together, right? Because people have told her, look, she's on social media, bad mouthing your school. She's on TikTok and YouTube and Facebook, bad mouthing your organization. There were so many people who called and emailed. If you watched Yo-Yo's video the other day, she said that Jessica said that she had been bombarded with threats to herself and her children because of this. Now, I'm going to say this. I did disagree with the name Feeding Empty Little Tummies. It makes me giggle every time I say it. I don't know if it's tummy or the empty. Anyway, I didn't like the name of the organization. I didn't like the optics of the black liquor store bags. I didn't like the whole premise behind the organization. It just gives me the willies. I didn't like it. However, I also feel that the way Peach handled it was abhorrent. Her behavior is always abhorrent. That was no way to respond as a mother, as someone whose elevator goes all the way to the top, as someone who feels that they are smart, as someone who feels that they are well read and well spoken, as someone who is teaching other mothers and wants to mentor other mothers. Like, you can, I wouldn't take your class for free. I wouldn't take your class if you paid me. Hey, Cancer 66, how are you doing today? Welcome back. You've been listening to the live. That's what's up. I know some of you guys are at work, hanging out with me, and I hope that I'm helping you to get through your work day. I have 59 people in the chat. Can I please get the likes to match the views, please, guys? I appreciate you all. Also, if you like hanging out with your girl, please hit the subscribe button for me. All of that is free. Uh, how does social media even know where Peach live? Everyone thought she didn't live in Manatee County anymore. I think she doesn't. Tina Marie, I think that's why she's waking up early to commute, because that's why they were going to Publix, because I feel like she left early so they would miss traffic. But in order to do that, that would mean when they got to Manatee County or Lakewood Ranch Prep, that would have made them be early so they had time to kill. Because I think she left like at 4. They got up. They wake up at like 4 in the morning. Maybe they, when she was leaving the house, it looked like it was still dark. So that was August. So for it to still be dark, it was before 6 in the morning, right? Let me know, what time does it get the sun come up in Florida? I know here in the summer, the sun was coming up before 6. Uh, and the sun rises in the east. I'm on the West Coast. So what time does the sun rise in Florida? And by the time it's 6 here, it's 9 there. So yeah, it probably was 6 o'clock. So they were leaving the house at 6, and then they were arriving over by the school probably at 7. And then she was going into Publix or going to the park, right? Like, imagine how sweaty those kids were before they got to school. So, even if you had deodorant and lotion, those kids have already been up for 3 or 4 hours, already been running around playing. So by the time they get to the school, they're not fresh anymore, right? But I believe that's why she was leaving early so that she could commute to Manatee County. And that's why she needed a library or somewhere to do her little lives and whatnot. Because, and then she was talking about getting a content apartment. If you're going to get a content apartment, just move back there, right? Doesn't that make sense? But she couldn't find somewhere else to move in that area. Maybe her name got around and she's persona non grata in that area. But Peach is this type of person, and she said this. She's a relentless roach, right? So she probably said, I ain't going nowhere. The joke's on them. And she's so pig-headed that she would wake her children up 2 or 3 hours early to drive them down there. And then, after they've been up since 4 o'clock in the morning, just imagine this, right? You're waking your kids, you're waking up at 3 a.m., then you got the kids outside so you can work out with wood till 4. Then you're doing the lives at 5, and the kids are already up at 4 getting ready. So by the time you're done at 6, you guys can all commute down to Manatee County. So already your kids have been up for 4 hours running around with you by the time it's time for them